Good morning, everybody. I'll make this quick so we can all get back to buying as many guns as we can before Obama tries to take them away from us. You know it's coming. The following calls are taken from editions of Mail Call printed in the Herald Mail from December 24th, 2012 to January 4th, 2013 and can be read online in their entirety at www.herald-mail.com. First up from Hagerstown. I just read in the Mail Call on December 12th the percentage of households over $200,000 that would be affected by the tax increase. When I went through the states, the first 20 plus states were all blue states except one or two. So who's really not for the rich having their taxes raised? Is it really the rich, or is it just the Republican Party putting a line in the sand as they usually do for no reason? If more people vote Democratic, if most of the richer households live in the blue states, then they must be okay with getting their taxes raised a little bit. You think you're so smart, but you forget that the reason Republicans are against raising taxes is because it harms job creators. And those rich liberals in the blue states aren't job creators. They're childless hippie dope smokers who inherited their money from their hardworking conservative parents. Although their conservative parents would have been paying much higher taxes when they were earning those fortunes than anyone pays today, so maybe that argument is just sort of... Hey, stop trying to confuse me! After hearing about this intruder going into one of the elementary schools and shooting up some people, especially some kids, I hope our country and school system keeps all our doors locked. Don't let anybody in either door, any of the doors, until they verify who they are. Please shut them doors and lock them up. Hagerstown. You really think a locked door is going to keep some bloodthirsty psychopath from getting to your children? What we need is a perimeter fence topped by razor wire with guard towers and one gate in and out manned at all times by 2 armed guards. And guard shifts run 24/7, 365, whether school is in session or not, just to make sure no one sneaks in over a holiday to lie in wait for your precious, precious children. And of course, no perimeter, no matter how strong, is impregnable. So just in case someone does somehow manage to slip through undetected, I suggest we also mine the campuses. Sound a little extreme? Well, let me ask you this, Mr. or Ms. Oh, I don't think mining the playground is such a good idea. Do you love your children or don't you? You know, the idiot that did this shooting in the Connecticut school, I'll guarantee you I'm right on this. This kind of thing all started when those people who were out there and didn't like prayer in school, didn't like God and anything, that's what started this all. There's just no discipline anymore. Too many people are working jobs, not being home with their kids when they should be, not paying attention to them. But it all started when the people wanted to take prayer out of school. Sharpsburg. How does not compelling students to pray in public schools lead to people working so much that they can't spend time at home with their kids? That sounds more like a problem rooted in economics than in the decline of compulsory worship of your depraved imaginary God by school children. This is in response to the front page article in the Herald Mail on December 22, 2012 concerning the NRA and school safety. I can't believe the sheriff's response of an armed guard in every school will not work because the would-be shooter would know that an armed guard is present. Well, isn't that what it's all about? They know an armed guard is present and they stay away. My goodness, just think how different things may have been at Newtown, Hancock, or at Columbine. I hear all this stuff on the news shows on TV about controversial comments about someone saying that the gay lifestyle is not right. Well, I'm not a politician or a businessman, so I can say it. God does not expect a person to lead the gay lifestyle. If you read the Bible, you'll know that. So, and I completely agree with the Bible has never been wrong. So if you don't like me saying that I don't approve of the gay lifestyle, well, that's your problem. Sharpsburg. Homophobia always furnishes such a nice respite from talk of gun control and school shootings and firearm fetishism, don't you think? Look, Sharpsburg, the problem isn't that you don't approve of the gay lifestyle. The problem comes when people like you insist that your disapproval should carry behind it the weight of law. Rant and rave against gay people all you like. Just don't try to force others to live according to your standards. This is a slippery slope you're on here. One day they come for the gay people, maybe the next they come for the bigoted Bible-thumping jackasses. I don't think you want to go down that road. I read that metal detectors may be used in local schools like they are used down the road, and the schools go on lockdown. I hope they realize that if a student wants to get a weapon into the schools, they will pass them through the windows and address that issue as well. It's sad we have come to this. Hagerstown. Ooh, good suggestion. Metal detectors on all windows. Of course, we'll keep the windows closed and locked at all times, but we'll still install the metal detectors as an added layer of security. Oh, and you know what else? We need metal detectors on the doors of school buses and armed guards on school buses too, because next thing you know, after you make the school safe, the killers start targeting the school buses. So why don't we just take care of that problem right now? We should armor the school buses too, in case the killers start using roadside bombs. All right, awesome. I'm going to send this off to the Board of Education right away. I'm sure that they will be eager to implement these suggestions. Better safe than sorry, or happy, or educated, or anything, really. I hope they reconsider putting guards at all these schools, a policeman or a deputy sheriff or whatever, armed guards. And I've got a suggestion. If they have police cars or state police cars they're not using, park one of them around the school, close to the school door, and that would deter a lot of people from trying to get in, and that'd be a good idea. You could still do that. I know you could. I know you have cars. Hagerstown. Never mind. Perimeter fences, round-the-clock armed guards, metal detectors, armored school buses, landmines. Why spend all that money on any of that stuff when we can just abandon a police car in front of the school? While it is a true tragedy of events that happened in Connecticut, while every heart and prayer go out to the families, one true thing must be said before people cry out for more gun bans and gun control. A weapon cannot load itself, nor can it fire and kill without a human hand. It takes the intent of a human mind and a hand for a firearm to kill. So what then is the answer? I don't know. But one thing is certain, and to all who advocate gun control and bans, I say this: only humans kill their own kind, and without a hand, a firearm is not a danger. Blue Ridge Summit, Pennsylvania. And without a firearm, a hand is far less of a danger. What is so difficult about this point for so many people to grasp? Even if you don't think it's a justification for stricter gun control, can we all at least agree that, generally speaking, people with guns are more dangerous than people without guns? And humans are far from the only species that kills its own kind. That you would preface that by saying, but one thing is certain, is pretty fucking hilarious. There is evil in the world, and there always will be. The recent massacre at Sandy Hook was horrible. However, more laws are not the answer. There must be checks and balances. Think about the past, like Hitler, who after taking the people's weapons went on to slaughter millions and millions. Many other dictators also did the same thing. Also, think about how many countries went to sleep and woke up with their own army ruling them. We as citizens must be able to keep our government in check. Keedysville. That's right, keep back, army of totalitarianism, in my paranoid InfoWars fantasy. I've got a Bushmaster. You don't want none of this. And finally from Hagerstown, so guns don't kill people. They are a weapon. If the kid had shown up in school in Connecticut with a pillow, how many would have been killed? No one needs an automatic or semi-automatic weapon that holds more than 4 shots. This is what will save people. All I know is if there had been such an incident where someone used a pillow to kill people in a school, someone would have cited that incident as evidence that taking guns away won't stop people from doing bad things. And someone else would have shaken his head sadly and said, if only one of those teachers had been carrying a gun, that maniac with a pillow might have been stopped. Thanks for watching.